guys, I decided to make a video covering HTML. HTML is a markup language used for the web. Every website uses HTML. Right now, I'm currently on Sublime Text's website, and if you click Inspect Element, you will see this is HTML right here. This is what it's going to look like. Now, this might look a bit scary for you at the start, but trust me, it's not. We'll cover it, and it's very simple. In fact, it's actually the easiest language to learn. Let's get started. So now, you obviously want to use something different than Notepad, because Notepad is not. I mean, nobody really uses Notepad. I don't even know what it's used for. I guess just making notes or something. I don't know. Um, so yeah, you want to get Sublime Text, that's the one I use, or you can get Notepad++, whichever one you prefer. I'll leave a few of them in the description, a few text editors. So what you want to do is you want to click download and download it for your operating system. Mine is Windows. Hopefully you know how to install a program. If you don't, you probably should not be watching this video. So, okay, let's get started. So, it will look something like this. I do have a theme installed, so it's completely different, but this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, let's get started. So, you can create a new file by going to new new file, and it will just come up with an untitled file. So, what you want to do is you want to save this. So, Control S, or you can go to File, Save As, and then I'm gonna save it into my tutorial folder. You can save it wherever you want. And now you want to name this index.html. Index, you want to name it index because that is the site that it will look for first. So let's say you upload this to a website or a web server. When you go onto that website, index is what it's going to be looking for. If you name it something else, I'm pretty sure there's a way to tell it that that is the main website or that's the main page to load. Well, there you go. Now it's saying that it's in HTML file format. So this means it's going to tell the editor that it's going to be HTML, and that's what you're writing. So it's also going to help you out a lot. So now the first thing I want to cover is the doc type. This is telling the browser that this is HTML5, and it's not lower, not higher. It's HTML5. So now the way you want to do this is you want to do a left, what would you call that, angle bracket? I don't know what you would call that, and then exclamation mark, doc type HTML, and that's just that it there. Nothing more, nothing less to that. And that just tells the browser that is HTML5, and that's what we're going to be writing. If you do not need to include this, but if you don't, you might have some troubles. I usually have some troubles with it if I forget to write it, but if you have troubles, you just write that and it should work normally. It depends what your problem is, right? So then what you want to do is you want to do HTML. So left angle bracket, I'm just going to call it angle bracket, HTML. That opens the tag. Now you always want to close tags. This tag here, this very top one, the doc type one, you do not need to close that. That's just there. So to close a tag, you want to do left angle bracket slash HTML. Now it automatically closes it for me. I do have a couple of plugins enabled. One of them is called Emmet. I will show you, or actually I will link it in the description. So I'm going to show you, the next thing I want to show you is the title tag. Um, this is this no, the thing I want to show you is the head tag. So the head tag is the tag that is, let's say we're in Google Chrome. It's what displays up here. So you would change your favicon. These little icons are called favicons, and this here is the title. So you have your head tag here, and you want to put your title in here. So title, if I press tab, mine automatically completes it because of that plugin, but you're probably gonna have to do the, the angle brackets, and also remember to close it. Now, so title, I'm just gonna name it tutorial, and if we look at this in the web browser, now I want to go to my documents, tutorial, and I'm gonna open this inside of the web browser. So just double click that. It will automatically be a Chrome HTML document. As you can see, it's named tutorial. The favicon is another thing. We'll get to that at a later stage. But now we want to open up our body tags. So now the next thing I want to cover is the heading tags. So you can have different sizes of headings, starting from 1, I think, all the way to 8 or 6, maybe something like that. So H1 is the biggest one, H2 a little bit smaller, H3 is a little bit smaller, H4 is a little bit smaller, H5 is a little bit smaller, and H6 is very small. So let's just do I'm big. So if we just copy and paste that text, and then yeah, that will also come up sometimes if you don't pay for it, but nobody pays for it. As you can see, this is very big. This is not so much, not so much, not so much. Very small, very small. So that's all you need to know for the heading tags. You will use these a lot. I mean, I only use H1 and H2, H3 tags. I don't really use the H4, H5, H6, but you know this.